Yeah, shout out Mojave. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts on Sneako? Oh yeah, I heard Sneako got banned. Sucks for him. But what I will say before I get off, we'll segue into the Sneako. Sneako, much like a lot of people think that men need to be told to damn near demean women in order to be men. Like a lot of these niggas in the manosphere, whatever you fucking call it, I look back and I'm like, outside of the outlandish shit that Kevin Samuels was saying to niggas in terms of like his views on women, like a lot of them were still problematic, and the way he spoke about certain things were a little too matter of fact. I still think he spoke pretty much real shit to the niggas who were asking him questions about what they needed to do to be dateable. I felt like some of the shit that he was saying in terms of like young men and improving themselves was valuable. Some of it. The problem is though, I feel like none of these niggas understand it. You could tell somebody to like improve and that be it. Like as a leader of like young men. Why does that have to do what does that have to do with women? Being a young man. Why are we talking about this? Like I can tell you it's good for you to, work out. It's good for you to take care of yourself mentally. It's good for you to talk to people. It's good. Like start breaking down some of those things that you were taught coming up so that you don't have to be what people are telling you to be. Like why not do that? Why not let's break down what society has told men to be this entire time so that you can be what you want to be. Isn't that what you should want a man to be, is have his freedom to be what he wants to be? So let's break down what these rules are. Instead, these niggas are trying to hold them up while at the same time victimizing men. I see that all the time, like, oh, men need to bring back being men. And then when niggas say, and then they also say in the same breath, men are the most lonely, men are the most suicidal. But you also say, basically be a man and don't fucking pay attention to the shit. So you want niggas to just sit here and shut the fuck up only until you weaponize a problem that's been existing for them for years because of the same shit that you're telling them to ignore. To be a man. That doesn't make sense. I'm confused. Like these manosphere niggas always throw me off. They always like rub me the wrong way because I'm like, who are you helping? Who's believing this? I would have loved to see a YouTube channel that's supposed to be like leading or guiding the new young generation of men. I would have loved to see a YouTube channel tell young men about, I don't really want to call it promiscuity, but like, what is the word? Oh my God, I'm thinking of the wrong word. I'm thinking of the wrong word, brother. Fuck. I'm thinking of the wrong word. It's not sexual extreme. It's something. It's something that people who are molested when they're younger go through. Where they're hypersexuality. That's what it's called. Jesus Christ. I could not get that out. They talk about like sex with women for the most part. And then they say it and they explain it in this way where it's like, it's nothing. It's nothing at all. And they never speak about young men being like hypersexualized when they're young, especially by other men. Like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to be, and then they reinforce the same shit that they're supposed to be against. Who? I should watch who? Hold on. No, I found the word. Oh shit. Oh my God. I'm just saying, bro. If I was banning them allows them to gather in a safe space where they won't have anyone to correct or conflict with that rhetoric. See, cool, right? That could be fair. But I feel like all the debates that I've seen Sneako participate in and there have been quite a few, the nigga never changed. Like, his outlook only got worse. So I'm just like, after a certain point of you realizing that you talking to this person isn't working, what do you do? Because this nigga only gets bigger and he only keeps spreading the same rhetoric to the same people. And it's like, what is the point of the conversation if this nigga isn't open to progressing the mindset? And that's what has me thinking, like, okay, you don't actually care about like these truths. You know what I'm saying? You care about pushing things in a certain way. Because I think it's cool to have conversation and debate with people, but if no one changes from it or no one's mindset or ideology grows from it, then what the fuck is the point? And that's what I kept seeing. I kept seeing the same type of communication from this dude in every conversation that he would have. And I'm like, these people are wasting their time. At least, I remember, I forgot where it was. It was a couple days ago. I saw a clip from Andrew Tate where it's like the nigga at least admitted that maybe the way he went about saying some of those things and the way he said them with the intensity that he said them may have been bad. At least the nigga like looked at the ban that he received and it was like, you know what? Maybe I could have talked about it in a different way, in a different tone. You know what I mean? Maybe the way I discussed it could have been different. But I just feel like for guys that are like and I think Sneako is young too. I think Sneako is young. For guys like that are as young as that, they already think they know every fucking thing. You think you know everything. Well, if you don't have a sense of like what is it? Self-awareness. If you don't have that self-awareness, then FD Signifier literally has videos on Sneako Tate talking. I gotta check him out then. I gotta check him out. It's just, I don't know. I'm fine. I'm fine with manosphere niggas for the most part. Just like teach people useful shit. Teach young men to break away from the norms that are harming them. If you get young men out of that, you're doing a huge service to like almost all of society. Why we think that teaching young men how to have like that freedom to be what they want to be has anything to do with like teaching them to fuck so many hoes, or you know what I'm saying, gotta sign up to my course to make this amount of money off crypto, or like it's just weird, bro. You know how much farther people could have progressed as young men if they would have been taught out of some of the shit that they were taught when they grew up? Jesus Christ. You know how long certain people had to wait for certain shit? How much like diseases like ended up, what is the word? How many diseases ended up festering in niggas' bodies because of stress? Because they like, oh my God, it's not manly to express your emotions and tell people how you feel and say it's a problem when it's a problem. Oh, I'm a grown ass man. I don't know how to communicate my thoughts about this issue because nobody ever made me feel like it was important enough to pay attention to what I had to say or think about anything because I'm supposed to hold it in because I'm a guy. But they don't be talking about that type of shit. They're like, believe the same shit until it's time to victimize yourself. When it's time to victimize yourself, then we go, oh, male suicide rate is at its highest that it's ever been. And then you make fun of niggas with mental health issues. How do you make fun of niggas with mental health issues and in the same breath use that as a defense for why men are like persecuted more in the country and say, oh yeah, they also kill themselves at a higher rate? Huh? What are we saying? Can you like think for 2 seconds? You got too big of a and then that's what I get. Like to a certain extent, I'm not for like throwing people's platforms underneath the fucking shit. But it's like you talking to hundreds of thousands of people, bro. You talking to hundreds of thousands of people. And I know the type of person that I would like for my nephew to be as a young man as he grows up. And you know what I'm saying? When I decide to have a kid, if I have a son, the type of young man, I guess, whatever, that I would want him to be growing up. And it's like, I don't want to prevent him from feeling anything. I want him to explore every emotion that he's got. I want him to know everything about himself. I didn't learn everything about myself until damn near recently. Every little emotion, like, and that's the worst part about it. That's why it's good to acknowledge when things are going on if you're a young man, even if you don't have a solution to it. I mean, if you're a young man or a young woman, it don't matter. But even if you don't have a solution to it, it's good for you to acknowledge it, because when the shit come crashing down and you get to, like, when you run face first into that glass door, it's a lot harder not to brace yourself for the impact. But I like to think about all that shit that you're carrying. I like to think about it being baggage. So imagine you walking around, you got this big ass luggage on your back, you got this big ass backpack on you, and you run full speed into a fucking brick wall or into a glass door, break your shit, you fall and your bag busts open, you got all these problems everywhere. Your bag has all these problems bust out everywhere. And then you look at the shit, and you like, damn, I gotta pick all this shit up. On top of having a busted ass face, a busted nose, and everything, I gotta pick all this shit up that just came out my bag. As opposed to if I unpack it little by little without trying to skip all these steps. If I unpack this, take this out, take this out, take this out, so that when I eventually have my crash, because everybody gonna have a crash. Everybody gonna have a crash. And when you get to that crash, bro, and you got a lot of baggage, you're gonna want to end it. You're gonna want to end it completely. You need to have as little baggage as humanly possible, so that when you get to that lowest point, or when you hit that crash, you don't have a lot of pieces to pick back up. You don't have a lot of pieces to pick back up. That's all. Because I had a shitload of shit to pick up a couple years ago. When I had my crash, I was like, oh, nah. This is different. I got to do all this? My shit is fucked right now. And then I got to pick all this up? Nah, I don't think I can do it. You start getting overwhelmed. You start, like, panicking, anxiety kick in. Nobody can help me. Nobody cares about it. I got to fix this on my own. Start thinking you got to do all this shit by yourself. It's bad. It's bad. So talk to people. Have a community. Like, none of these channels that I've seen, they don't emphasize or focus on that. Just like, get bitches, get money, don't cry. Everything that you got to do is because you got to do it because you want a woman to want you. Like, it's just so fucking weird. So weird, bro. All I want is for young men to know it's okay. If that's not you, that's not you. You ain't got to try to be shit. You ain't got to try to be shit, man. Community is very important. I only emphasize certain shit about young men now because it's a lot of shit that young men need to be taught out of. I can't gear anything towards young women because there's a lot of shit about, you know, being a woman, obviously, that I wouldn't know. But I just think me being a male for as long as I've been a male and all the shit that's been pushed on me, just because of my sex and my gender, it can ruin you, bro. If you don't acknowledge it, that shit will ruin you. So at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for the nigga. I really don't. You get banned, throwing all this, you know, harmful rhetoric on new generations of young men. I don't give a shit. Would I be the one to do it or advocate for it? I don't know. But I'm certainly not mad that he's gone. You could say the same shit too. Teaching young men to improve themselves in a different way. Niggas just don't want to take the time to think about anything. It's crazy. Why do we have to be so like reactionary and like like black and white about all of these opinions. Why can't we have a little nuance, have a conversation? I don't get it. Open to change and shit like that. I can't. What does that mean? And then I do think that once those type of things happen, people like to gang up and they be like, "Oh yeah, YouTube, YouTube, they don't want people to be real anymore." I saw a clip, I forgot who it was from. I think it was a DJ Academics clip that I ended up seeing on my Twitter, on my timeline. And they like, yeah, like YouTube don't want you to be who you supposed to be or whatever. Like they want you to conform. They want you to do XYZ. It's like, to a degree, I don't doubt that there are certain things that are going to get you less flack, certain things that are going to get you, to make you more easily accessible. Certain people you're going to be more popular with for certain opinions, obviously. But I've seen a lot of people talk a lot of shit on the tube who had far more insightful shit to say about the people, than the people who've been banned for this rhetoric. Like, I think about Kevin Samuels in the same way that I think about Sneako and fucking Andrew Tate. And I don't remember or recall Kevin Samuels ever getting banned. Unless I'm tripping. Did Kevin Samuels ever get banned off YouTube? And at the end of the day, there are a lot of points to Kevin Samuels that I might have disagreed with. But for the most part, I believe he attempted, I can't say in every vein of the word, but for the most part, especially when he's describing his show or whatever, or he's offering this like consulting service, he tried to present himself as a professional. His communication, for the most part, was that of what you'd get from someone that you'd, ask for consultation advice from. He went in, he talked to people. I didn't see him having anything that was ban worthy. That's the problem though. A lot of you niggas don't articulate the way certain people do to be able to navigate the space while not getting banned and not being reprimanded, which is what a lot of the younger dudes, okay, all I got to do is say all these little words. I got to say all these buzzwords and make people mad. And then there's not going to be any retaliation. Like, it's weird. That's what I'm saying. From what I understood, Kevin Samuels wasn't completely like one way. There was plenty of shit that I saw from him where he went in on dudes. And like I said, I still don't agree with his entire model, but it was offered in a way or presented in a way that was professional enough for YouTube to be like, you know what, we see this. We might not even fully agree with it, but it's not breaking any services. It's not breaking any guidelines. He's not simulating sexually assaulting someone through a video. He's not trying to get people to only see, women who are just breaking out of their adolescence as valuable sexual partners. Like, the shit that I saw these other niggas saying, I'm like, dude, this is very, very bad. He was pretty anti-black. Well, yeah, YouTube don't care about being anti-black though until like it's a controversy. And then they'll throw niggas onto the front page and be like, yay, diversity. But that's another conversation. That's different. Kevin only spoke to black people, so black people were the only ones holding him to a standard of accountability. Yeah, I didn't see any white people that Kevin Samuels ever did like consultation for. Like, at all. Which is fine. But I know it's a lot of it's a lot of people that followed him. What are my thoughts on Kanye? Alt-right been running YouTube for a decade. The algorithm is crazy for kids. Yeah, like Fox News, and it's a bunch of content creators that have differing opinions that are still perfectly fine on the platform and haven't been taken down, haven't been removed. Nothing's happened to their platform. So if you get removed for some shit like this, it's clearly because you did something wrong. And he did. It was a lot of shit that I saw. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? What happened to Steven Crowder? Is he still on YouTube? Or am I tripping? Steven Crowder's the worst. But the nigga's still on the platform because he hasn't broken any guidelines, if that's what he's still on. He might promote a lot of harmful rhetoric, but at the end of the day, if he ain't broke no rules, he ain't broke no rules. Obviously I don't like Steven Crowder, but that's a big example of a nigga being able to get away with a bunch of shit. Didn't this nigga make monkey jokes on the shit? Joe Rogan made fucking monkey jokes on the shit, bro. He's still on the platform. Like, stop. I don't know. I think there's still, bro, like, stop. Niggas have been getting away with saying crazy shit for a long time. How did you get banned? You were dumb. That's why you got banned. You did and said some really stupid shit. Kept it to the channel that you posted it on, most likely. I don't feel bad for you, G. Not at all. Not at all. Good night. You know, have a good one. Try again next time. That's how I feel. Niggas talking like they scientists about COVID. Niggas scared to get a shot. Like, if you scared to get a shot, you don't want to put it in, you fine, just say that. If you ain't got the science to back up what the fuck you saying, shut the fuck up. Just don't say nothing. Unless you can link. There are doctors that I follow on YouTube that have said, yo, I disagree with this, and this, and the way they're marketing X, Y, and Z. And they have reasons and research and science to back up their claims. But they've never gone on to say, I don't want you guys to take the shot. I don't want you to do X, Y, Z. Like, you're not him. You're not him, bro. You're not him. I appreciate the raid. You're not him. It's not hard to just be like, you know what? I don't know about this, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. When Nicki Minaj get on here and she talk about her shit, talking about my cousin's friends' balls went bloated, they went crazy, and I'm walking around here with ass shots, but I'm afraid to get a shot for a vaccine that's going to try to, you know what I'm saying, give me some immunity to some shit that's been killing niggas for a while. Like, you sound dumb as fuck. Like, it's tons of niggas that just say stupid shit, and they like, yo, did you forget that I can see you? Did you know that I'm looking dead at you right now? Like, I don't get it.